Bare starte, du. Bare start sendinga. Okay, we are live. Back for another Title Tuesday. Thanks for asking. The air is pretty good. I'm looking at my AirThings device right now, and it's showing 620, which is not perfect, but it's okay. And yeah. And Title Tuesday is just about to start, and I love you guys out there, all the fans. But we have a vote for one first move that I'm going to make each week, and this time it was one G4, and I gotta say I don't really appreciate that. That's actually the one move that is kind of I don't know, kind of semi-hard to come back from. Like, it's really terrible. Also, we gotta do emote only. So, whoever is in charge there, gotta get going. Yeah. Should I just go back or do like knight h2 maybe? Let's go here. Oh, I'm just trapping the knight. Queen c7 wins the knight. That's quite unfortunate. Yeah, I can still take here. Go d4 afterwards maybe. It's not great. Okay, he missed it. Lucky for me. I think I'm just gonna hope that he misses it again. E3 is a move. Maybe I'd take it. Go king d2. Also here, queen c7, maybe there was queen a4 and then knight b5. Now I'm completely fine. This is turning into a GG. Good grab. Let's castle. Bring the knight back. Good ideas of knight g5. Yeah, having the pawn on g4 is not ideal, but doesn't seem to be a major issue. I have a feeling that there could be some tactics like knight e5, queen b1 maybe? The queen is quite far out of play. Maybe I gotta go queen c2 and then rook d1, but then he still got... Yeah, maybe knight g5 was not good at all. Yeah, knight g5 was... Now h6 is even more convincing. I think, taking f4 and so on, it just felt way too risky. Maybe I take... maybe it's not so bad still. This I'm happy to see. Now I get to develop the rest of my pieces and I'm completely okay. So ideas of this and this. Also e4 potentially. sensible. Let's get them queens off. Here, f4. Now he's kind of inviting f4 and giving up really the only strength of his position, which was the bishop pair. You call it bishop pair, I call it disappear. Okay, so there are some tactics here, like bishop d5, there's rook d5 and knight e3. So f5 was a good move. Dude, that doesn't work. Let's be patient. So g5 at some point maybe. This, I at least got rook d1, I can also take it. Yeah. This is very sensible play. I think if I trade everything on d5, then he gets counterplay in the end. So let's just be patient. g5 is possible. We're also getting to a point where I can seriously consider taking on d5. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. So now f5 is hanging, my king is safe from checks. So he doesn't go for any immediate counterplay, which I guess is the sensible option. Rook e5 doesn't seem to give much. There's h4 afterwards, and then h5. It could get a bit murky. If h5, I go g5. Let's just be patient. For the moment, I'm not quite sure how I'm making progress. I think that may have helped me significantly. Yeah, so I think I should give a check. Here, takes, king f3. Now rook d5 next will decide matters. Now I got two connected pass pawns, and they should bring home the bacon. Not super easy still, I gotta admit. Let's go here, then to g6. Now here, and I'm queening with a check. So there is no b2, b1. Here, king hides, and f8 next is a queen with check. Oh, I see that my opponent is streaming as well. Cool. For those who are wondering about streaming, we got two other streams going here at the same time. We got the Take official stream, and then we got Bortnik here as well, which was a nice surprise, at least to me. Some people have been asking for music for this stream, you know, especially when I just leave you guys without the sound of my beautiful voice for a little bit. Nice checkmate there by Hikaru. What I can say to that is that I mentioned it like 1 minute before we got on air here, and then we couldn't do anything about it. But hopefully next time. Are there any interesting games? This one is not. Yeah, people they want to see DJ Alcios. I know. I see a lot of people who are playing the Grand Swiss at the same time. They're playing here. Oh, he's choking a bit. Okay. There goes the knight. Without music, the viewers can pick our own music. Yeah, for sure. I'm sure a lot of you have got plenty of voices in your heads you can listen to. Ella's hungry. Well, I don't know what to do with that information, babe. Sorry. Yeah, we got it's not the same glass. This is a somewhat smaller one, but it's still a nice clan. I feel like I played this guy, Nikita Shandrigin, a few times in Title Tuesday. To be honest, I thought he usually plays 1c4, so clearly, and this is I don't know, this is just a complete nonsense line. The idea in general is just to wait for knight f3 and go bishop g4 in there. It's, I guess, a semi-useful move. Also, if we could get emote only, would be nice, but yeah. I wouldn't hold my breath. Yeah. Here, I'm essentially waiting for e5, then I go knight d5. And c5 next, that's why I would be quite alright just to take on e4, but I don't want to release the tension too early. Let's say castles. Rook e1, I could consider c5. Otherwise, I don't feel like I have any even somewhat useful moves to keep the tension. D1, huh? A5, A4, I feel like it's probably favorable for white to have included, since I'll probably have to play C5 later, and then I give up the B5 square, while the B4 square is protected by the white pawn. Okay, let's go C5. This cannot be too bad. I mean, there is the plan of going here. No, it seems to me I'm completely fine. Here. I don't see anything too bad happening after this. Knight b3, I'll probably just go knight c6. I think I can live with giving up that bishop for a knight. Yeah, c4 is logical, but I don't think it's very good. Oh, maybe, yeah, this was maybe a bit on the superficial side, to be honest. Because he's got some takes. Then, okay, so he goes here, which It's kind of shocking to me. Here? Seems quite reasonable. So also this. Here. I think I should just take. I mean, queen f3 may not lose any material, but doesn't look very enticing. For instance, I can go knight e5, bishop h7 takes. Queen h5 back, knight here, knight c4. Should be doing quite well there. So I think he's got to go gf. And then, I honestly got a bit of an interesting choice. I feel like this cannot be too wrong. Queen G, King G2, got DC, Bishop C4, Knight E5. Seems like a win material. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense. Knight C5, Bishop C4, Knight D4. How is that? Here, can go C2. Yeah, intuitively, this just feels right. I mean, oh no, I missed this. No, Queen G5, I got Knight F3. Okay. No reason to panic. Could possibly have Knight F3 there as well. Queen C5, Queen E4. Okay, Queen D2. I go Rook D8, I think. Yeah. This is what I assumed was working for me. And I think it does. King here, I got Queen E4 and then Rook D1. And that's game over. Yeah, this is pretty much resignable. I'm an exchange up. He still hasn't developed his bishop, and I'm curious as to what the engine says if he had played CD first here. Ah, he thinks I'm better already. G4. ED, and this is what I was thinking. Just knight D5. I'm blind as a bat. Okay, then he had already kind of messed up, to be honest. Oh, knight C5 and knight F3? Are you kidding me? But yeah, okay, at least this was quite correct. And yeah, knight F3 worked, but even with the queen on E3, would it work? Oh, bishop E2, really? I was looking at this. This doesn't even work. Huh. Never mind. I should shut my mouth. Yeah, queen F4. Also knight F3. Okay. Let's look at some other players. Camera is blurry. Ella, babe, have you seen my flowers? No, unfortunately, you know, it's something we talked about even today, that we just forget about flowers. The flowers just go to die in our apartment, sadly. H5 looks losing for Blacko. Oh, rook c7. Didn't see that that was possible. I take back my previous comment. Okay, now g4. Yeah, takes g4. Like, objectively, white is in a ton of trouble here. Yeah, maybe not. Don't think he's gonna trade. Rook b2. There's rook a8, maybe. Rook here, rook c1, rook c2, or rook a2 immediately. Hikaru's gonna have to flag! Now, rook c1 and c2. That's game over. He cannot, yeah, there's no flagging from mate on the next move. Well, there is rook g8, but poor start for Hikaru. And we got the Grand Swiss guys like Alireza, Parham, who's the current leader of the Grand Swiss. Got several of them fighting it out at the top here as well. But it's very, very early. Visual bloom and glare in this camera. Am I afraid that Hikaru is gonna who's gonna get surpass me as #1 classical rating by farming weaker players? Well, I will be losing a lot of, I will be kept up at night a lot the coming months, but not because of that. Okay, Fugar Rasulov. I feel like he should be hit with 1b3. Feel like also I played him quite a few times in Title Tuesday with some varying degrees of success. He goes for the modern line with 97, yeah. Here I never quite remember what to do. It's like, am I supposed to take and then take e5? Queen g5? That doesn't look right at all. I sometimes wish I knew my lines a little bit better. You know what? It looks a bit interesting, so why not? Queen g5, I suppose I go knight f3. Well, now I've at least relieved the pressure with the exchange of a pair of knights. I learned from French Grandmaster Fressinet a few years ago, who had learned it from naturalized French Grandmaster Dorfman, that the bishop pair is especially dangerous when there's also a knight on the board. And that got me thinking as to, something like, I don't know why that's right, but it feels intuitively right. And so, since a pair of knights were already exchanged here, I feel better about not having the bishop pair. So let's go f3 and then c3. King f2 next, and then maybe try and set up here. The move b4 as well. This is very much like kind of Hikaru style. Not necessarily put pawns in the center, but play for squares instead. It's bishop d3, but I think I'll take knight f4 back and then b4. Okay. So I guess he wants bishop d3. Still want b4. And potentially get the knight around. Okay, so I was going to get greedy and take it. But that doesn't work since take there was h4. I'm actually starting to get a bit annoyed at that knight. No, sorry, at the bishop. So let me bring some reinforcements. Trying to stay like relatively solid for now. So yeah, my pieces do look a bit silly at the moment, but I think I can probably get away with this. Wait a sec, there's rook e1. Maybe I can't. Okay, let's go here then. I didn't realize that I'm getting a bit short on time. g3, knight g3 seems harmless. Gotta speed up. Yep, it's very logical. Maybe he's got this. It's not great. Shade sack looks interesting, but not decisive. I feel like I'm consolidating a bit here. Queen h5 is an idea. Sorry, queen h1. Because queen g2 loses to... Let's go here. Protect all the squares for now. Now I think I'm finally getting out. Queen f3 and then everything should be covered. Oh, just as I said that, I just completely forgot about this pawn. That was less. I could have taken an h5. Can feel this getting out of control. Yeah, now I should win the game. I think he should have continued to chase my queen there, and I'm not sure there was anything I could have done. Activate my rook, bring it over here. D4 is coming in for rook c6. And he's getting... Now this... Yeah, I could have taken the pawn immediately, but... Just protecting is fine too. Here, rook a2, I got king f3. And there's not a lot to play for. King runs here. Yeah, you can think as long as you want, but there's no coming back here. Yeah, not the most convincing game, to be honest. Maybe it was kind of fine even here. Yeah, I should have taken the... No, I'm quite alright. Yeah, this was... I didn't see queen a5. And yeah, this was kind of wild. He should have continued to chase the queen, and I probably would have agreed to a draw, to be honest. But here, there's nothing. What am I supposed to do in the opening here? Oh, I can castle. That's the whole point. I was intending to do this. And my hope was bishop g4, rook g3, and knight d5. Which seems correctly judged in that I win a pawn. Okay. So the area has been deteriorating a little bit, I gotta say. But also, I think my blood sugar has probably dropped a little bit. Okay, Alireza is going to flag his opponent here. At least I think so. Yeah. Oh, there was a chance. H4, come on. No. Poor guy. So many chances to exchange the pawn too. The fun of no increment. Okay, Jumabayev. I played him in last week's Title Tuesday as well. Then I was white and won a very unconvincing game. So I'm sure here playing black will have a interesting fight as well. Let's do this. I feel like he's normally 1d4 player. But a lot of people branch out at some point. Oh, this is what he wants. I can play the French. Okay, we got emote only. And we're ready to go. So here are our two main choices for white, either to put the knight here or put the knight on c3. This is a line I've played a few times. Usually with good results, to be honest. It seems relatively intuitive for black to play. I think bishop d3, then you go f6. That's kind of the point. I had this against Alreza, for instance, in Title Tuesday. The idea here is that you wait for bishop d3 and then you go f6, because now if g4, normally the knight would have to move. That's not great, but here, never mind. Rook e1. Am I supposed to just release the tension immediately? I'm not sure. Seems a bit surprising to me. Let's go here. Should be fine here. I was more worried about him taking with the pawn on e5 and trying to get a knight here. Bishop here, fight for the dark squares that way. Yeah, okay, so his idea is to go here at some point. Probably after trading... the bishop for the knight. b3 probably wants... Let's go here then. If he goes bishop b2, then I go bishop e8. Okay, so he goes for bishop f5 after all. And then what? c2, bishop d6. It's nothing. Take with a pawn then. Try and push f4. Here, there's also this. Bishop b5, rook e1, rook c2. Here, oh, sorry. At least I win a pawn there. Or I can do this, keep a rook on the second rank. Seems quite promising. Yeah, rook e4 doesn't seem that convincing, so I kind of like this better. Got this idea. It seems to me is in a lot of trouble. Here, maybe queen h4. It's also just this. Very pleasant choice, I think. It's hard to believe that with such passive pieces, his position can be any good. Rook c1. I think I just safeguard my king for now. And there's just a bishop a6. I think I may as well keep it out of harm's. This just looks very attractive. Protects the pawn too. Yeah, let's just safeguard the king. Maybe I allowed this. I think he should have gone for that. It's his best chance for sure. This gives nothing. Okay. Just go f4. f3, there's queen g6, which is decisive. Yeah, I think bishop d2 maybe gave him some chances of saving the game there. He even had a nice little combination like this, and so, but I don't think it was anything decisive. Yeah. So f3 should win comfortably. Do I have anything better? This. Yeah, just f3. May not be mate. Maybe I've given him some minor chances to fight. The thing is, though, that not even a queen exchange can really save him here. Because as long as my g2 pawn survives, then he's always going to be positionally lost. Queen c7. Here maybe. Rook d1. Like, he's not getting out of this bind. Queen c1 back, I think, is forced. And then for starters, I can pick up another pawn. Okay. Let's see what the almighty engine says. Yeah, it says it's already messed up here. Yeah, here, yeah, he's already in some trouble. So why was this? Oh, queen h4, yeah. I just discovered it. f4. g3, f8. Oh, this doesn't work. Okay. But yeah, any normal move wins. Light squares are just too weak. Okay, good start. We got 4 out of 4, and while the games are not perfect, Chess on Earth here. How are you doing, Magnus? Can't give subs here, it seems. No, I don't know. That sub button has just been broken for years. I don't know what to do about it. If anybody knows how to fix it, I would appreciate it. Okay, I gotta take a little break, say hi to some people. Jeg får meg for sent ut igjen.
Ja, okay, da.
Det er samme. Det er Domingo. Oh. This is insane. I am late again, and it's Dominguez. That's kind of wild. I don't even know what to do. Here? Same player, same issue. I see that some people have been playing this. Okay, I'm just gonna feign ignorance and kind of go all out. Not feign ignorance. This is ignorance. Sometimes I don't speak so good. Yeah, this is... Is there any point to... I feel like some people have been doing something similar to this. Akiri? Maybe not here? I'm not sure. A3. A5, I take. How is that? I don't know. Let's try A3. Otherwise, I gotta get G4, sorry, H4, G5 in quickly. This is a position where you very often end up being much worse or much better. Normally nothing like very much in between. Apparently, I have no internal clock whatsoever that tells me what 6 minutes is. Since I keep just being off the mark on these breaks. Here, I don't know. Kind of felt that this could be useful. Knight H7, I'll go G6, and who knows? Seems somewhat useful for me to get in. This could be hanging in some lines. FG, FG, Knight F6, I think I castle. Just hope I don't get mated. There's also Bishop H4, but I'm not sure if it's... D6 also gets weak. I'm not convinced that what he's doing here is any good. My bishop here is awful for the moment, but my knight here is a good piece, protecting my king in a reasonable way for now. So I'm not overly worried about that. The bishop could also get in here. Yeah, I like that. And I don't see any like major dangers for me coming up. Yeah, this, but what is he really threatening? Queen C4 is possible too. And King D8. Very, very complicated. King d2, I don't love. Okay, let's go here. And then queen c4. Now if king d8, I can go rook c1. No, I cannot. Because my queen gets caught there. So what do I do on king d8 now? I probably messed up. I missed that he also has queen a2. I was thinking in every line queen a1, king c2, and I threaten his queen, and I'm fine. But with king d8, I don't see what to do. I'm probably in a lot of trouble. It seems that he hasn't. Oh, is there some kind of... Maybe there's rook h1 and rook h8. Oh, maybe that's why he's thinking. Okay, so this is too panicky. This is not good. Maybe there was rook h1 there. Queen a2, rook c8, rook h8, and then bishop g5 and knight f8. Yeah, actually there was rook h1 and I was winning. No, I think, yeah, with time situation, of course, it's hopeless for him, but I think also the position is positionally lost now. Check. Bishop f5. I'm just taking over all the squares. I don't need to do anything special here. I can just flag him. Maybe the position is not that kind of dead lost for him. But regardless, he's going to be taken to Flag Town. King d6, there's a little trick, king d2, rook d7. So, and then king e7. But here, no, this is completely hopeless. Here, I just take it. And that's over. Okay. Very interesting game. Let's see what the engine says here. We need two. Yeah, it says I'm much better. Oh, queen c4. That is weak. It's really something you should see. Might have. It's not super easy. Bishop b4 was good. Queen c4. Yeah, exactly. This is what he figured out, but I didn't. The rook h1 wins. I probably would have found it since otherwise I'm just dead lost, but yeah, apparently. Well, Sir Linear, you understood more of that game than I did, but it's not enough. No. So Bortnik is a 5 out of 5, so we could get an in-house duel in the next game, which is kind of fun. A lot of usual suspects. Sina Movahed and Renato Terry may not be. Rook H1, 200 IQ. Yeah, at least. At least, Jeff. I love you, Magnus. Please stream every week so we can spend 7 days a week waiting for you to stream. 2 trillion IQ. Yes, exactly. Similar minds. I'm sure he was not shocked when I should have played, since I did exactly the same thing against him last week. Also, I can see that the air quality has gotten a little bit better since the... Well, first of all, the door is more open, and also my fat ass hasn't been here polluting the room that much. Like, there was a little bit of a break, so I think that helps as well. How did I figure that I was worried about Rook H1? Well, he spent a minute on a move that seemed quite obvious. So, I figured either he's completely just stalled or I am missing something. And I thought the second one was more likely. Reading anybody? Any game still going? Oh, there we go. Okay, so no Bortnik yet. Hopefully we'll get 6 out of 6 both and play. But Move Ahead is a very good player. He's known as the new Ali Reza in Iran. So I've been playing this C5 E6 stuff recently, and I don't know. I really like it for Blitz especially. Even though it's not that great objectively. Okay, so he wants to go for a quick F4, I suppose. Should I do this? Let's just keep it simple. If I keep allowing him to play C4, I guess I'm not super worried about... Am I supposed to go G6 first there, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Maybe I was. Yeah, I think I was. Well, let's go G6 now then. But F5 is quite dangerous. Yeah. Like, I'm playing like this against a kid? What am I even thinking? Oh, now I'm... I'm out of resources there. Yeah, I should just go here. It's quite sad though. Okay, so he went back. This move is super ugly, but I don't know what else to do. Yeah, I mean, it's just very ugly. I got a horrible, horrible position. But I've escaped a lot of those in Title Tuesdays over the years. Yeah, I wanted to go GF and then E5, but knight E6 is just very unpleasant. I was looking at queen C6 and knight C3, bishop B7, knight E5, sorry, knight D5, rook C8 protecting, and then knight B4. Maybe I have to go here, bishop D. It was just really awful. So apparently, my opponent may have played the old disconnection gambit, which honestly is probably my best hope at this moment. Which is a bit sad, but there's some excitement to it as well. It's very sad. Don't get me wrong. Maybe there are lines like this, queen D2, queen B7, trying to muddy the waters. Who knows? No, it doesn't work. Knight E3 takes, and queen C2. Yeah, if he manages to reconnect, he's positionally winning. But at least, I'm assuming he will reconnect at some point. But at that time, I will have a big enough time advantage that there is hope in a hanging snore. Well, yeah, this is, what can I say? It's kind of sad. Maybe I should go, already here I should go G6. Just to make sure I got everything in before I get hit with a quick F4, F5. I'm not the one who's disconnected, right? I mean, this is... For the tournament, of course, I'll take it, but it's a bit sad. What top tier content? Being lost after the opening and just sitting here relaxing, waiting for your young talented opponent who probably doesn't have the best internet to lose on time. Life. Well, this has been an advertisement for internet at the take office. Always top tier. This is what you get. What's the evaluation? Plus, I was going to say +2. It is pretty much +2. Yeah. G6 is essentially a losing blunder. And I should play I should play G6 here. That's the thing. Then I get this and I develop and we have a game of chess. Where's GM Orientari? Is in chat. I saw Orientari mentioned. Okay, let's watch our co-inhabitant Bortnik play. He's going for King of the Hill. Probably is not checkmate. So rook g2 means mate, but there's no threat at the moment. Oh, you... Yeah, there feels like there kind of should be something for black here, but I really don't think there is. Arian woke up too late for Title Tuesday, 10 a.m. It's too not easy for me. Oh, you know. Oh, there goes the rook. Can Bortnik flag? Or not get flagged? Well, for those who know GM Orientari, you know, he's generally quite busy during the old night time. Studying school. That's what he's doing. He's a good boy. Always studying. Oh. Okay, I think he's going to make it now. And I think we will see an in-house duel in the next game. Competing for who is the best of the Take office. We got some serious players with Alreza, Param, and Penguin on 5.5 out of 6 as well. So, good stuff. Okay, there we go. Alexander Bortnik. So this I've had against him a few times. It's the best move order. Does knight c3? Does he go e6 or g6? Okay. So like I don't know if this is really a move, but I played it against him a few times. And I feel like the positions that I get, like we're both quite happy, but I kind of like the idea general is that you want to go knight c3 and then knight e4 is the idea and then you push h4. Then you push h5, h6. Okay. Let's make another waiting move. Okay, now e6 is a very slight weakening. I can consider to take it, but I kind of like what we get with the big center here. I just want to push h6, play e4, and this pawn I'm probably giving up. Alpha Zero style. Not Solo Super, which is related but not quite the same. I'm not sure I particularly mind the trade of those bishops. it's all just building up the center. Yeah, this is logical, but seems to me that I'm still doing quite well. Maybe I'll go here, then bishop g5. Maybe it's not that great. Yeah, let's take. It's got to go ED. I want to go queen d3, maybe bishop f4, and go for e4. Like, the whole point of my play is the pawn on h6 really, which is just a massive thorn in black's side. Like, without that, black would be positionally completely fine. I think now we should blast the center open. This is kind of like some positions you get in old lines of the Petrov, but again, the big difference is the pawn here. I'm going to push these pawns. So we're up a minute on the clock. Position list looking very good. So, all pretty happy. This, I guess, and d5 and c4. But this was unnecessary. I don't know. Oh. This I don't love for him. I mean, first of all, I can trade. I feel like the opening up of the position is favorable to me. Yeah, I think I should just do that. Maybe even queen d7. The endgames with this pawn are always, not always, but usually quite good. And also, with the time situation, I got something else to play for too. So that's why he keeps... Yeah, this is maybe a good move. I didn't really see queen a8 at all. I probably should not have allowed that. Knight 5, but then this is hanging. Okay. We just gotta keep the game going. Intending this. Take it. We got c5. a6, I guess. Then we go a4. Ah, damn it! I missed this. Okay, I guess I still got king g1. Oh, he's got this. It's quite annoying. So objectively, I'm getting semi-outplayed here. But with the time situation, I should still be fine. f3, queen e8, queen d. There are some wild tactics here. Knight e5. Oh, I didn't see that! Oh boy. Oh boy. My knight is genuinely getting trapped here. He is just completely outplaying me here. But I think he should not be on time. Ooh, maybe he will. Oh boy. This is one ugly win. So back-to-back wins, one on disconnection, one flagging. Yeah, okay. I am somewhat sorry about that. So Alireza won, so he beat Parham, I guess. So clearly playing Alireza next, and I can hear Bortnik raging a bit in the background. Yeah, I'm genuinely sorry. That was quite ugly. Yeah. But that's the new Title Tuesday format. The flagging gambit is just incredibly good at the moment. Okay, we got Alireza next. How did Alireza do today? Did he make a draw in the Grand? Oh, he actually doesn't want to play Sicilian, huh? Okay. He does not want that. Like knight h6. Play that, then it doesn't work. Let's go here then. Yeah, I seem to remember h3 was one of the main moves. I may have played myself as well against Maxim. And I seem to remember that here as well he played a quick b5 without preparing it, but with both rook b8 and an a3 an a6, and I asked him about it after the game, and he said, yeah, he just snapped, which to this day is something that I vividly recall. Is that line giving up the bishop pair? Doesn't look that bad. Just thinking here and maybe h5 next. Nice little way to complicate the game. I really don't know how to evaluate this. Seems to me that his bishop pair, even though there is an extra knight on the board, as I talked about during the first game today, I think? No, second game today. Even though that's a factor, I didn't think this was super dangerous for me. Here. And then, no. It's not too convincing, is it? There's knight e5 there, though. Okay, let's do this. Making the game very concrete all of a sudden. I kind of like doing that against Alreza sometimes. So here I was hoping that this would be playable. Probably it isn't. That looks fun too. But for who? I don't know. It does look fun. I'm kind of more in the mood to go for it than play a bit safer. Like I said, I like to complicate the game against Alreza, and I am putting my money where my mouth is. These pieces are quite loose. This is hanging. Like, I feel like there is a lot of potential justification for the liberties that I've allowed myself here. So this, like, could potentially just lead to a draw, maybe. And this too. I don't know. Guess he wants to go here. Even that seems playable. How many pawns do I have there? 4? Not that it necessarily matters. This too? Yeah, I kind of like that. Position seems fairly easy to play there. It is a practical game after all. Like, go with the rook here. Also, at any point after he puts his knight on e2, I got bishop f6, just protecting everything. And this seems like the kind of position where you're almost inevitably going to bleed time as white. Yeah, okay, let's go here. Yeah, rook g2 makes a lot of sense, but I think now we get the rook in. And I'm not necessarily looking to do anything special immediately. I just want a lot of pawns. Maybe king h7 and I don't see why my practical chances should be any worse than his. I think he's trying to attack me somehow. I don't really see it. Well, he clearly is. But I think I'll continue to munch. Let's just make sure my king is completely safe. It's a very unusual position, I gotta say. Let's go here. Check. Check. I think we should play on. How's this position with 5 pawns? Like, I cannot possibly be worse here, can I? We march on. Maybe I'm not really better. Oh, I got it. I blundered this pawn. How did I do that? I gotta speed up. This is so dumb. What have I done? Maybe I tricked him. Oh, I didn't. He's got rook c1. King e6 would have held, right? Yeah. What a shame. Yeah, of course I'm better here. G5 was dumb. Just f5. Yeah, g5 was weakening. And here I just blundered this pawn. Like, yeah, it's still a draw, but this was kind of wild. And I blundered that as well. Okay, for a game, like, I could have forced a draw, and I decided not to do it. It was the correct objective decision, but I got outplayed in a time scramble, which, you know, can happen. Let me just see my games. See what the engine says a bit earlier. Queen d7? Then it's a very nice plan. So this was okay. And yeah, here engine says no, actually engine says I'm fine. Slightly worse in this case, but oh, I'm actually better. Oh, queen b1? That was too difficult. Yeah. I was ahead on time as well. I just started overthinking. I was thinking maybe... I don't know what I was thinking. I can even go here. What a shame. This could have been... this could have been a very nice game, actually. But we're still, you know, I still got a couple of semi-gifts in the games before that. And I cannot complain about being 7 out of 8, considering the positions that I've had. No. No. Again? Well, Bortnik was also late. I was talking to him a bit. Ugh, what a mess. It's honestly, it's just a skill issue at this point. Yeah, this is what people play, right? But it's so boring. Yeah. Bluebaum is also playing the Grand Swiss right now. The problem with these positions is that they're just a little bit worse for black. That's okay. We can handle that. Here, I guess. Yeah. Not FT7? Is that clever? C5, CD, and then it's incredibly boring. This is quite uninspiring, I have to say. Okay. Yeah, this is a typical position. White is generally a bit better. This and this means that I have some weaknesses. Can prepare. He can prepare both e4 and also g5, 2 pawn breaks, and I'm essentially just, at least for the moment, just waiting. Maybe I can try and go here. It's solid, it's just a bit uninspiring. Maybe he should have thrown in g4 at some point, so that he did not allow this, which I think is something I want to do. I'm not convinced about e4. Back with the queen. So this, for those who don't know, Bluebaum is a very good player. Beat Pragnananda just yesterday, the Grand Swiss. I'm getting a lot of the Grand Swiss guys, which makes sense because I think there's probably a free day there tomorrow. And also a lot of the best players in the world are playing in that tournament. You know, those are not at the Take office. Streaming title to stay. Now my position is slightly better. The time advantage that I gifted him from the very start is, of course, a bit unfortunate. But yeah, now he blundered a pawn. And it's looking very promising. Yeah, this queen e1 was just pretty simple mistake. So also knight f4 there. Knight f4 was not so clear actually. Maybe that's what he was counting on, but knight e7 is simple and strong. Queen e4, bishop d5. Pawn will inevitably fall. I'm taking this and this. LPDO, loose pawns drop off, as the saying goes. And look at that, he's not even up on time anymore. It's queen e5. No, it's pointless. Let's just go king f8. I could have taken the pawn. Why didn't I do that? There was 0. Queen e1. No, knight d5. Like, that was just a free pawn. Let's go c4 then. I mean, he keeps offering me that pawn, but now it's kind of out of spite that I won't take it. That's slightly annoying. Okay. Yeah, no. This was probably less than ideal. Here, maybe? No. Here, I win his knight. Otherwise, I'm going bishop e8 probably. And I protect. Well, that loses the knights there. And he resigns. Okay. Yeah, I think he just... I don't know how Bluebaum did in the Grand Swiss. I think he's still, unless he lost today, he's near the top. But yeah, this is just somewhat worse. And I think this was a good way to relieve the pressure. Here I was going to go c5. Thought I should be more or less in time to not be very seriously worse. But yeah, this was less than ideal. Now I am just better. And now I'm winning. But not taking on b2 is kind of sick. Here I could have taken again, but I thought it was, yeah, less clear. And now I kind of had to take. But still completely winning. Not the best game I've ever played, but that's fine. So Alireza made a draw. And for those who don't know, the first tiebreak in Title Tuesday is not individual encounter. It's some kind of Buchholz, not burger, some kind of Buchholz tiebreak. And so that means that I have the chance to win, even if he wins out. Hikaru drew Alireza, I guess. I can check that later. But I assume I'm playing Duda next, and then we got a number of people on 7.5. Could be joined by Fabi, who did not join it. He lost. So we got Hikaru, Svalna, Bok, and Drostovsky with 7.5. So I assume I'm playing Duda, probably with the white pieces. And then, yeah, if I win that, probably a card in the last round. But let's take it one game at a time. Yeah, we got Duda, which was expected. Let's go for the old E4. And follow it up with the also old Italian game. This is what the kids play, isn't it? I don't know why I'm playing this. This, huh? I don't know. Maybe this is dumb. So unless I run into something nasty quick here, white is usually a bit better. So this got him thinking. Does he want this? Bishop c6. So generally white wants to go here. Yeah, this is a weird position. I feel like often here both players just end up making a lot of waiting moves. Because you don't want to release the, or at least you don't necessarily want to release the tension in the center. So here I might want to go this and then this. Because this is supposed to work for black, huh? There, he wants queen d5. It's knight e4, that doesn't seem convincing. Bishop b3, queen d6 back, and knight e5, and bishop f4. Let's see. Maybe queen d7, just. Maybe that does the job. It's bishop g6, fg6. Because of the mate threat here, I'm not doing that great. Okay, 95. And then bishop f4. This is what I was counting on. Knight f3, queen f3. Don't see anything for him there. Bishop g2, de5. Queen c5, bishop e3. Does not work. So he wants, takes a knight c5, huh? Is queen h5 a move? Queen g6. I gotta play a bit faster. Maybe I don't have anything special. So now he's got queen f6, and I have to kind of trade everything, and that does not look super convincing. Also, I am spending a ton of time here, but I'm hoping that once the situation gets clarified, I can make some quicker moves. And also it's, you know, it's fun to delve into a position as complicated as this one. I think the position is still equal. I'm a little bit surprised by this. No, at least he doesn't win the pawn back immediately. He still has decent compensation though. b4, no, that's not good. Bishop b3, takes. No, it's not convincing. Yeah, he's got good compensation here, unfortunately. Okay, knight f5 was just utter nonsense, I think. Yep. No, this is just complete and utter nonsense. Probably only somewhat worse. I'm allowing rook c2. It's not a disaster. Trying to maybe flag him? Well, maybe I'm trying to more than flag him. Yeah, he's messed up. This is somewhat problematic for him. Okay. You gonna take? No, I don't think he'll ever be in time here. Oh, gotta be faster. I wasn't super fast, but it was enough. I guess it's somewhat dirty. Okay, let's see. Alireza is playing Svalne, and he managed to make it on time. So that means since Hikaru is on 8 out of 10, I'm probably playing him. And I assume with the black pieces in the last round. So everything to play for. And yeah. Yeah, that's how I'm getting my dubs. Oh, I got white again. That was a nice surprise. Let's see what Hikaru wants to do. I'm gonna wheel out the old London system against him. Is he also playing the Knight H5 systems these days? I'm curious to see. I guess he is. I had this against Kaidanov in the Qatar Open 2013, 2023 also, how it's also often known. And yeah, I mean, these positions are not better for white, but they do have some potential. Let's go here, hint at this square. You know, Hikaru needs to win, so I'm sure he's quite happy with this type of position as well. I figured if I'm gaining time, then it's reasonable to go for this. Part of me wants to go absolutely nuts with bishop h7 and rook d3. Yeah. I don't think so. Oh wow. He really is begging for it. Maybe he just has knight e7 later on, and I got nothing. Guess not. But now I don't have any advantage. There's this and then this. Don't think he should have allowed that. He has to go f5. The question is whether he can get his knight to e4. If he can't do that, then I'm positionally like considerably better. And he could have tried immediately with knight b8, but then rook e2, knight d7, then I go trade the knight. Bring the knight around, and I'm just better. this is somewhat tempting. Guess it doesn't actually do anything for the moment. Yeah, so he avoids one potential pitfall, which was... But he allows g4, which looks quite promising. Yeah, there was a potential for him to blunder there with bishop c7 or something, and then I got bishop f5, since he cannot drop the bishop back here after a check. He could go knight d6, maybe sack the exchange, but it looks quite unappetizing. Trade, maybe I go knight g5. Okay, I guess I just take immediately. f5 is also on the cards. f5 looks very strong. e5 is not possible. Like, I'm opening up for his bishop, but I'm also kind of just crashing through, am I not? Let's go here. This should just win. I mean, I could have tried potentially to go for mate, but here I should just win quite prosaically, I think. c4. c5. Like bishop h2 doesn't work at all. Just take. Yeah, I think he's pretty busted. Queen d7. I don't see anything. If knight c6, at least I can trade d5 and so on. And that should wrap it up quite efficiently. Yeah. I just take all these pieces. Is e7 even better? No, that's mate. Let's not do that. That could potentially be quite the disaster. Okay, so takes. Does he have any? No, I think that just wins. Yeah. This just wraps it up. Queen f3, king g1, rook e6, and then I check and take the rook. And he has 0 checks. Okay. Good game. Fairly clean-ish. Let me just see. This no, it didn't work at all. I thought I didn't really have anything here. Oh, g6 is better? I thought rook e6 and Getting the knight in. Maybe 98. Here g4. Yeah. Yeah. Big dub. Oh, Alireza lost, so, you know, that was the tournament for us. I actually would have won the tournament even with a draw. But good to see. Oh, Bortnik beat Alireza. I gotta check that out. Let's see. Just a sec. I gotta. Oh, looks like Alireza was kind of. Ooh, now we got some serious counterplay here. Oh, rook g4. I felt like I heard some rook g4 after I was done with the game. Very nice. Well, just a sec. So there you have it. Yeah, it's my ideal tournament, losing to Alireza and winning the other games. Not all of them were as convincing, but yeah, big win against the Louisiana State champion. Not to mention Ohio. That should not be forgotten. So there you see it. Oh, Bortnik got second on tiebreak as well. Did I trip? Maybe I tripped and unplugged the cables of Bortnik's stream as well. So that means we got places 1 and 2 in the office. But I think this is just the reality in the new Take Title Tuesday era. That the wins are to be had right here. Yeah, I don't know if we are rating anybody. Do we do that still? Or we're probably rating Take, aren't we? We're probably going to have some interviews there. Hess is here, to my surprise at least, but a very pleasant one. The newly married Robert Hess. So there will be an interview, so stick around for that. Apart from that, we'll probably be back next week, unless there are, you know, circumstances that prevent me for that. But so long, and we have /raid Take coming. Yes, please do it. Bye.